Malulu Injendi, MP Malava, Kakamega County, member of this committee.
Rachel Nyamai, MP Kitui South and member of this committee.
Yusuf Mohammed, MP Wajir West and a member of this committee.
Samuel Chepkonga, MP Ainapkwe.
Thank you, Chair. Honorable Tandaza Sawa, Member of Parliament, Matuga, Kwale County, and a member of the committee.
Thank you. I also want to acknowledge the presence of Secretariat facilitating the committee led by Deputy Clerk of the National Assembly, Mr. Jeremiah Ndombi, Director Litigation and Compliance Service, Mr. Sherif Sam Mwendwa, Director Legal Service, Mrs. Ben Akama, Deputy Director Legal Service, Mr. Michael Karuru, and Deputy Director Committee Service, Mr. Nicholas Emejen. And we go to our agenda number 6. I want to, before I invite the sponsor of this very special motion, I want to say something about our committee. This committee was formed on Thursday to form the select committee, and we are here to serve you people, ready to listen, and we are all committed, and we will be fully guided by the deliberations and the facts that will be laid before us. Thank you, and may I invite the sponsor of this special motion.
Point of order. Because we have guests, would it be in order for us to know them also? Introduction.
May I request the sponsor of the motion to introduce himself and his people.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I am Mwanami Wamboka Jack Nelson, MP Bumola constituency. In this case, representing all the farmers in the Republic of Kenya and beyond who are aggrieved by the scandal of the fertilizer. With me, I would like them to introduce themselves, starting from Senior Counsel, John Hamino.
Senior Counsel, welcome.
Thank you very much. The Honorable Committee, my name is Dr. Hamenwa. I'm an advocate of the High Court of Kenya, and I shall be appearing in this matter with a lady lawyer by the name of Asha. That's all.
Thank you.
Yeah, good evening. My name is Cornelius Wafula, working under Dr. Hamino's law firm. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair. My name is Wangila Wabomba, an agronomist, part of the team.
Thank you. I also take this opportunity to invite the Cabinet Secretary to introduce himself and his advocates, if any.
Madam Chair and the members of this committee, my name is Mithika Linturi, the Cabinet Secretary for Ministry of Agriculture and Livestock Development. I am represented by a number of lawyers in this matter. I would really kindly ask you to permit me or allow them to introduce themselves. Honorable Chair and members, my name is Muthomi Diankolu, an advocate. I am the lead counsel for the team representing the Cabinet Secretary. If you allow my colleagues, they will mention their names.
Allowed.
Madam Chair, good evening. My name is Boniface Mawera. I'm an advocate to the High Court.
Good evening, Madam Chair, Honorable Committee members. My name is Eric Murioki. I'm an advocate of the High Court representing the Honorable CS.
And Mithika, Office of the Cabinet Secretary.
Evening, Madam Chair. My name is Gitonga Lembeine, Office of the Cabinet Secretary.
Thank you. As I said, the Select Committee investigating the proposed dismissal from the office of Honorable Franklin Mithika Linturi as the Cabinet Secretary for the Ministry of Agriculture and Livestock Development was formed on Thursday, and the mandate of the committee the committee draws its mandate from Article 152 of the Constitution, Standing Orders 64 and 66, and its rules of procedure. Rule number 2 provides as follows on its mandate. The committee shall within 10 days investigate and report to the National Assembly whether it finds the allegation against the Cabinet Secretary to be substantiated. The committee, in the determination of whether the allegation against the Cabinet Secretary have been substantiated, shall be guided by the provisions of Article 152(6) of the Constitution. And the purpose of this pre-hearing conference is to confirm the documents received and served from the parties. Again, it's to confirm our readiness for the hearing tomorrow morning. As you are aware, the hearings commence tomorrow, and the proceedings of the committee shall be held in public except as provided for in the standing orders and its rules of procedure. Again, I allow parties to make preliminary requests relating to the hearing tomorrow morning. Thank you. So we start with the sponsor, and then from there we will proceed.
Thank you, Madam Chair, and I'm glad that we are all here to prosecute these matters so that the Kenyan farmers can have fairness. From the onset, I have nothing personal against the minister. He is my friend. He's been my friend. The gentleman seated on his left is a close family friend, must admit. And is one of the people who was, at initial stages, in good faith, who tried to intervene in this matter. But I said it is for the sake of Kenya. So I have nothing personal. Secondly, Madam Chair, we intend to rely very heavily on some document signed by the PS for Agriculture, Dr. Rono, and therefore I have petitioned this committee to use its powers and to summon the PS also to be part of this sitting tomorrow. Thirdly, we are all aware that a committee of the National Assembly has been pursuing this matter, and a committee of the Senate has been pursuing this matter. And for that purpose, some witnesses have appeared, have given some documentation, which therefore becomes the property of Parliament, as it were. We have relied on such documents as presented to committees of the Senate and of National Assembly. And in that regard, Madam Chair, we will be seeking the indulgence of this committee that we also summon the COO of KELS Limited. Three, we need support because it's not easy to prosecute this matter. It has not been easy. I think as a National Assembly, we may have to look at ways of how to support members pursuing such special motions, because it is not an easy matter. It is not a walk in the park, Madam Chair. And I'm sure, being the first special motion, impeachment motion for that matter, in the new order, 2010 Constitution, after 2010 Constitution, I think there are areas where we will seek to improve. So far, so good. We are in it. We are ready to show the world that we meant it, that indeed the Speaker of the National Assembly was right, that this motion meets the threshold, that indeed there are 149 members, and for us who are members of the National Assembly, no, there were more members, that indeed they were not wrong up to where we are, and that is what we will be seeking to prove. It's also been challenging, Madam Chair, that I've had to enhance my security. It's not been easy. I've been followed by unmarked cars, strange people, but we will soldier on. I'm sure you have seen even in social media, bloggers, some people are even maligning my name, okay? Trying to purport that someone was charged somewhere, who is my wife, okay? For that matter, I want to be clear that my wife is public knowledge. Yeah, so I know it comes with what I signed for. And I just want to declare my commitment that I'm ready to soldier on for the people of Kenya, for the integrity of the Republic of Kenya, that we are ready to soldier on. Thank you so much. We have not received any submissions from the other end. We just met them in corridors, but I have not formally been served by any documents. So we await for your directions. Otherwise, thank you so much. Maybe I will, if allowed, maybe invite my lead counsel just to make introductory remarks, if allowed, Madam Chair.
Yeah, we will allow the senior counsel, but just know that tomorrow morning you will have quite a bit of time to make your statement. Yeah, thank you.
Honorable members, my role as an advocate must be in accordance with the Constitution and statutory provisions. That is to assist the select committee to arrive at a fair and just decision. In doing so, I intend to call witnesses who will use oral evidence. I intend to place before the Select Committee authorities, constitutional authorities, and the case law, and which the Select Committee will be able to have a look at and decide on the issues before the court. That is the role of an advocate. It's not much more than that at all. It should be fair, just, and make sure that legal issues are determined in a fair and just manner. That is all.
Thank you. I would want to invite the Cabinet Secretary to make preliminary requests also.
Madam Chair, for this opportunity. And kindly allow me to ask my advocate to speak for myself.
Honorable Chair and members, I wish to confirm that on behalf of the Cabinet Secretary, we are ready for tomorrow's proceedings. We have to that end complied with the committee's directions, and today afternoon we have presented to the Secretariat the following documents. One, a replying affidavit sworn by the Honorable Franklin Mithika Linturi on the 6th day of May 2024. To that affidavit are annexed 23 annexures. We shall also be relying on some videos that were equally presented to the committee through the Secretariat, so we'll be requesting when we come tomorrow, hopefully there will be equipment for audiovisual type of displays. We have also presented before the committee a certificate of electronic evidence, again sworn by the Honorable Franklin Mithika Linturi. As regards preliminary requests, Honorable Chair and members, we wish to state as follows. One, we sent to the committee a letter, I believe dated 2nd day of May, in which we were requesting your indulgence on certain aspects of the tentative calendar of events. Specifically, we were seeking, if it finds favor with you, that you extend the time for the opening and closing statements from the tentative indication, I believe, of 30 minutes to 1 hour. We were making this request, Honorable Chair, informed by previous experience in handling previous type of proceedings before the sister house and what we have learned from that process. And our experience is that the time given is a bit short. The second request we were making was if it finds favor with the committee, you extend also the time for cross-examination of witnesses from the current indication of 10 minutes per witness to at least for the main players, at least 30 minutes or 60 minutes if they find favor with you for the main actors. We can leave, Chair, with maybe a much reduced time for other people. But I believe, unless of course I am wrong, that we will not be doing justice to this matter if we say we will cross-examine the mover for 10 minutes, perhaps the Cabinet Secretary for 10 minutes. There may be questions of principle that arise as to the sufficiency of such a period of cross-examination. There are issues we propose to raise tomorrow about whether the motion before you is admissible, and specifically whether you can have a motion that is supported by a defective affidavit. But I believe now is not the time to canvass that issue, given the tentative
program. I'm just giving fair notice so that my colleagues on the other side then can sort of reflect over this issue so that there are no questions of our bush. But we'll be raising that as a fundamental preliminary issue. And for us, when we get there, the question will be whether a man who seeks to have another removed from office for allegedly violating the law can do that through a document that is itself illegal. But as I said, now is not the moment to go into those issues. Having listened to my counterparts from the other side, our comment is as follows. Some of the preliminary issues they have told you. They have told you they will be calling witnesses. Now, we have certain difficulties with that request, and the difficulty is as follows. In a matter of monumental consequence, such as the one before you, the drafters of your standing orders must have meant something when they said, I believe in standing order number 64, that a motion such as the one before you should come accompanied by witness statements, by sworn statements, and the long and short of it, Honorable Chair and members, is that if there were witnesses intended to be called, I don't mean the witnesses summoned by the committee, but witnesses canvassing the case for either side, and specifically for the mover, under Standing Order 64, their witness statements should already have been part of the motion. When we get there tomorrow, we will be asking you whether there is room at this stage of the proceedings then to introduce new witness statements. This is a fundamental question of principle. It's about right to confrontation, but we'll get to it tomorrow. I have heard the questions of, the preliminary issue about the PS being summoned. Like I say, we have no problem if the committee in its own wisdom decides it can summon a witness. But such a witness under our legal system is a witness summoned by the committee. So they stand in a very different platform from a witness called by the mover or a witness called by my side, because a witness called by either side is an adversarial witness. They don't stand on the same status as a witness that the committee in its own wisdom decides as part of the inquiry it should hear from. And for that reason, then we will have problems. If the PS is to be summoned, then he can only be summoned by the committee, but he cannot clearly come to testify in support of the case for the mover. If that was the intention, they should have been put under Standing Order 64. Their statement should already have been part of the motion now before you. And with those very, very many preliminary remarks, as I say, Chair, if you permit us tomorrow as per your program, that's when we propose to delve into some of them. For now, I'm just giving notice. I think those are the remarks from the Cabinet Secretary, but just for the record, we are ready any time of the day or night to come and demonstrate to you that the motion before you does not, whichever way you look at it, disclose any case against the Cabinet Secretary. Thank you very much, Honorable Chair.
Thank you. I want to confirm to you that the committee is in receipt of your letter requesting for increment of time, but we will respond tomorrow morning after the members decide on the way forward. So for that, you will wait for our response tomorrow, We will now get into exchange of documents led by our Secretariat. As we wait for all the documents, we would want to know, as a committee, we would want to know the number of witnesses that each party has, so that we will be able to decide on the matter of time management. Yeah. The sponsor of the special motion. The CS, if you are ready, you can tell us the number of witnesses.
Chair, Honorable Chair, will be calling one witness, and that is the Cabinet Secretary. There was a small matter. We received 2 documents from the committee. One was paginated, and the other was not. For purposes of the motion, I think it's an housekeeping matter we might also require, so that when we start rolling, there isn't too much back and forth which version is which.
Thank you.
We shall be using, oh, sorry.
For that, the document that will be guiding us and will be depended on is the paginated one. So take note of that from the beginning. Thank you.
We will be presenting 8 witnesses. 8 witnesses, 6 farmers and 2 experts.
8 witnesses, 6 farmers and 2
experts.
Okay, thank you.
Well, the number may be reduced or it may be increased slightly.
You, Senior Counsel. Yes.